All right, chat. It's time. It's time to talk about the balance patch. Okay, the balance patch notes. Real quick video. If you haven't done so, follow us at twitch.tv/ZealsAmbitions. Get your drops, guys. Multi-tier drops. Balance patch PTR hit today. I'm gonna try to do this step by step. I have every character I main got reworked and buffed. So we're gonna have to break this up. So the Wardancer, she's looking amazing, right? Wait, you didn't see that, chat? Anyways, that's not important. The new Wardancer skill, check this out. Check this out, dude. I know this will blow your... Dude, look at that skill. She got the best looking skill in the game. Okay? So, going back to what I was saying, right? Oops. So the PTR patch note is out. I'll link this in the video description. You could right click it and then translate it to English. But I'm gonna go over the... Oh, let me go over the notes real quick, okay? The real quick version here. I'm gonna translate this. Credit to this man, Augento. So balance patch up to this point on the PTR, subject to change. I guarantee you it's subject to change, okay? Hear me out. So Shoeshire, Berserker, Counter got buffed. So the tripod, I guess, the little earthquake, the shaking titty thingy animation, that counts as the counter. And then Biggie about 3 to 5% increase in damage, and Mayhem stays the same. So what are their feedback so far? They're feeling a little bit smudged because they don't feel as fluid as Slayers. So they want a little bit more. Because the primary focus of this balance patch is utility and usefulness in Thaymine Raid. Thaymine Horde, as well as Thaymine the First, the Hell difficulty, and the Normal. So they want to be accepted to parties. Who doesn't, right? Everybody want to get into parties, and everyone want to feel beautiful and useful. Damage is no longer the thing. I mean, it's still very important in getting accepted into groups for, like, you know, hard content. So the harder the content, you need to bring more to the table, right? Like how it's getting harder and harder to get a job these days. You need to have more credentials. So yeah, okay, I don't want to drag this out any longer. So Gun Lancers, red Gun Lancers. If you want to see what skills got buffed, once again, I'll link this in the video description. But red Gun Lancers about 6 to 7% damage increase, and this is not like facts, right? Some people, in actual damage, it may be a little bit different. Okay, so this is like first day cliff note summary of, you know, a little bit of math as well as a little bit of bro science as well as how they feel. Blue Gun Lancer, a little bit of buff. Okay. Now, Gun Lancers wanted a little bit more utility, right? A little bit more like quality of life, convenience. They're not asking for more destruction or stagger. That's not what they're asking for, okay? Now, Destroyer got so a lot of classes got spacebar cooldown reduction. So Destroyer got 1 second off of their spacebar, and they got, you know, Rage Hammer got a little bit of damage increase as well as gravity training. But the thing is, what is Destroyer in Thaymine? They are slow head attack dealers, and that is their problem. That is what they need changed. That is what they've been voicing. There's only been one Destroyer as far as I know that cleared Thaymine the First, which is like the hell mode. That was a full streamer group, and the fans of the streamers, one of the fan went back and counted every hit of the Destroyer in Gate 4 Thaymine, the hardest raid so far in Lost Ark. And the person added all the numbers and divided by the total HP, and the Destroyer ended up, even though he's the first Destroyer to clear Thaymine, the first mode, the hell mode, he only contributed about 13% total damage. Okay? So Destroyers want more quality of life. Okay, like convenience. Their job is to do head attack, but it's very dangerous to do head attack in Thaymine because it gives Thaymine gauge. And if Thaymine gets gauge, then your kill time gets drastically lower because you have to see extra patterns, which delay damage time. So they wanted stuff like that. But right now, instead of what Smilegate said, they promised in the last live stream I made a video about, they promised utility and convenience of life so that they are able to do better in Thaymine. But they just gave him like band-aid buffs in terms of damage. And Paladin, Spacebar cooldown reduced by 1. Their awakening now has less risk because now you get gauge, right? You get gauge even if you miss. Right? Right? Am I crazy here? It's one of the things they wanted, but they didn't get any like super armor, right? They wanted some super armor, and they didn't get like destruction skills, a little bit more destruction. Okay. So they didn't get those. Slayers, counter just like Berserker. Wild Stomp, I think. Wild Stomp for Predator. You know how you get the tripod that has the shake, the shakeage. The shakeage counts as the counter. People like, it sounds good on paper, but is it good on paper? You know, it's niche. Punisher, nothing changed. Predator didn't get nerfed. So former Punisher users, they want a rework of the Z, Bloodlust. They don't like the way it looks. They want it fiery instead of bloody, as well as they want the Z to be shortened, right, abridged, so that they're not like swinging, and the boss turns and they miss the last few ticks. Now, I don't know how I feel about that as a Slayer enjoyer myself. The Z is very important in making you survive with the super armor, because there's a lot of fall damage or falling off platforms, but I don't know. Now, let's go to Annika, the female fighters. Wardancers, their theory crafting. I will have videos pumped out, but I've talked to Chad about this, but Wardancer, the scale animations are much better. They've been shortened. Some are cancelable with spacebar. The esoteric first intent skill looks cool. The animation wise, I was not expecting cool animations. I thought the cool animations will go to scrappers, but that is not the case. Scrap Wardancer, you know, art is subjective, but I'll show you guys one rotation later. Wardancer scale animation looks insane, and I'll do a first intent video as well. Overall, how do they feel? The rework is okay, but first intent players are a little bit smoked because they have to go entropy. The entropy is being researched upon, and they have to, like, you know, redo their settings. But is it worth redoing their accessories and tripods and all of that, or spending all that gold to gain, you know, minimal amount of damage increase? So they want like a little bit more damage because they reverted some of the damage, is what they feel. I think it's a little bit of bro science. I think people are just a little bit of salty right now because of the two characters that deserve the most love. They feel that they didn't get the biggest portion of the love, the pie, because that love went to the assassins, as we'll talk about later. So I think they're just being a little bit salty. But in terms of Scrapper, I think they have a valid case. Taijutsu did go up in damage, but Shock seems to be, you know, a bunch of question marks, if not like pretty much the same as Live Server. So we'll see about First Intent. First Intent, I don't know. I personally thought First Intent feels cool. It feels pretty good. But I mean, First Intent enjoyers are not liking it, so I mean, their concerns are valid as well. Glavier, Pinnacle, if you were spec crit, entropy got nerfed by about 3%, as well as spec swiftness, nightmare. Control stay the same. Glavier is still really sought after because of the utility, the counters, right? Just overall very well-rounded for Thamine, for hard content. So they don't really have a big problem. But I do want to point out that Pinnacle has been nerfed ever since they got reworked in 3 stages, instead of one gigantic nerf. I think that is, we'll talk about this soon with Blade, but I think Smilegate, they overbuff. Like, a lot of threads right now saying they don't know what they're doing, but that happens every balance patch. People are complaining that the developers don't know what they're doing. That happens every balance patch. But they drastically buff something. There's always one class that outshines others every balance patch. The last balance patch was Glaviers, right? So Glaviers outperformed. Did it really? Yeah, a little bit. It got all the attention because of all the streamers. And Soul Fists, they were hiding. Sharpshooters were hiding. Deadeyes were hiding, right? Arcanas were hiding. So Glaviers got 3 stages of nerfs. And I'm saying, I'm gonna, you know, pinpoint the fact that that is very important, because I think they don't want to do a big nerf because they don't want to admit they made a mistake in terms of balance. It looks too embarrassing. Imagine they rework the class, and then when it goes live next week on the real servers, they're like, oh yeah, nerfed by 13%. People are like, whoa, dude, whoa, you guys are incompetent. Whoa, that's too much. It freaks people out. So I think they overbuffed because they're clueless, and then they broke off. They did damage control in 3 stages by breaking the nerfs into 3 stages. That kind of makes it look like, that kind of hides the fact that they're clueless, right? Unless you have big brains, then it makes sense. All right, so next, Striker. Because Wardancer skills got animation rework, Strikers are enjoying that as well. They're testing right now. Sophist, spacebar cooldown reduced by 1. And what is it? Dominion set enjoyers. We have 5 awakenings now instead of starting with 3. So EO Sophists are happy about that because you have more charges of awakening. Good. So Thaemon, I don't know what the future of Lost Ark, but they're doing these long ass fights. Not sure if that's good for the game, but long ass fights means that Dominion enjoyers, they need more awakening charges, so they got that. That's good for all classes, not just Sophist, all classes. Right? Anyways, don't make me ban you, dude. Arthitine, Artillerists, spacebar reduced by 2 seconds. Barrage Artillerists, so they're able to dish out damage quicker. QWE, they could do it within 5 seconds. So their barrage skills got a lot faster. Firepower, about 3% increase. So barrage artillerists, they pretty much got the conveniences they asked for, the quality of life. So they're kind of satisfied. Firepower wanted a little bit more. They did get a little bit of destruction. They got the damage buff. But they want a little bit more on their plate. Gunslinger, time to hunt, crit damage increased by 15%. Peacemaker 3, kind of weird. You could read it here with the engraving. Okay. People are saying it's about a 1% nerf, but in actual Thaemon fight, it's about 1% increase. But the biggest point is this. It's not about damage. Gunslingers wanted some quality of life reworks, and that is, or utility, right? It's all the same thing. Just think of it as the same thing. As they do Thaemon, they had a lot of inconveniences. So the animation locks in shotgun or rifle, when Thaemon is a fight where you have to react quickly to his next pattern. So Gunslingers were really struggling with this, right? The skill cap is really high for Gunslingers, Peacemakers, and they didn't get any help in that regard. That's what they really wanted. Whether it's animation shortage, making the animations shorter, or you know how is it focus fire where it was 4 shots to 3? Why not down to 2, right? Or even 1, something like that. Or you know, more EHP or anything. Focus shot, yeah. So they didn't get anything, man. So they're a smudge about that. Deadeyes, they didn't get anything. Sharpshooters, they lived, and they got a spacebar 1 second cooldown reduction. Scouter, same thing with the spacebar 1 second cooldown reduction. Summoner, 2 seconds reduction on their spacebar. Communication overflow, they fixed some bugs, and water pet, I guess he's faster now. Overall, summoners are really mad. They've been one of the whiniest communities right now, and the community is like sick and tired of listening to them, so they're just downvoting any summoner threads. But I kind of understand. Dude, summoners, like, it's been almost like 3-4 balance patches where they just been left in the dirt. All right, Sorceress, Igniter. When you ignite, crit damage increased by 15%. It's a rollback. Did they get anything they wanted for Thaemon? No. Right? Igniter is still clunky for Thaemon. And Arcana, spacebar 1 second cooldown reduction. Bard, 2 second reduction on spacebar. But the quality of life didn't get anything, so they're very mad. No cleanse, they have mana issues. Right? Blah, 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 blah. Let's see, Delanes. For those that don't know, that's called assassins. That's the race, right? The lane. Blade to the moon. Blade is reporting. Blade is having a war arms race. So Surge stacks up to 60, but right now remaining energy is like it's like it makes people once again question the developers. Did you even test this? Because there is a 1626 Blade doing 40 million DPS, and now there is a 48 million DPS over 2 minutes. Now there's a 51 million, there's a 55 million, and then someone said there's a 70 million. It's an arms race. So remaining energy Blade in Trixian is doing 2 max characters worth of DPS. I don't know what's gonna go on. I don't know what's gonna happen, but all I want to say about this is this. Smilegate probably doesn't watch this, but they need to fix this in the test server before it goes to the live server this Wednesday, so that people can wake up tomorrow and then able to reevaluate what happened. Like, they need to do this overnight, not wait till Wednesday. And if they wait till Wednesday, please don't do like, oh, nerf by 20%. And I bet you they won't. They don't have the balls. Like I said about Glavier, how they had to nerf it through 3 stages to, you know, kind of hide the fact that they don't know what they're doing, right? It's a damage control. It's a way of doing damage control. If for example, they reworked Blade, which I'm very happy for because, you know, I have a Blade in Korea, right? So if you rework something, you make that community happy. And then when it hits live, you're like, hey, nerf it by 20%. Ain't nobody gonna feel happy. Even if it was busted, they're gonna be like, dude, developers, you should have done it right in the first place. It's like give and take, right? Now, the give and take is pretty much 100% guaranteed, right? This time around, Blade is getting the most attention, most threads. So it's gonna get rolled back. But I believe that it's gonna be rolled back in multi-stages because Smilegate, they have too much pride. Because they have made so many promises saying that, you know, they'll take really extra care of the characters that you guys have spent so much love and time into over the years. So I think they're gonna do the rollback, but in many stages. I don't think they're gonna do like a boom, unless they do the rollback on the PTR and then hit the live with it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. Shadow Hunter, spacebar cooldown reduction 1 second. What is it? Is it demonic? Demonic impulse. Yeah, demonic impulse increased by 4%, 4.5. Perfect suppression got like destruction on, but additional destruction, but it's not really a big deal. Reaper, same thing with Blade. Reaper is also, hunger is pretty freaking busted. Animations are really crazy. Identity also changed. Nightmare is no longer a skill. It's part of the identity. She has, what is attack where she leaps in Thirst and Moon? That thing leaps over the boss. Okay, so she has Nightmare as an identity, which goes through the boss. She has that, what's it, Distortion? What is that skill? That purple skill. Sorry, I'm not good with names. All right, so the purple skill goes through the boss, and then now she has a red skill that jumps over the boss, like a barbarian doing a leap attack. I'm like, dude. So wait a second here. Reaper was wait, hold on. Thirst Reaper was already crazy mobility that it didn't even feel like an entropy class. And then other classes that wanted that kind of mobility all got ignored, but Reaper got more. Okay. Sure. So I guess the new meme for Reaper is Mosquito, because they just zip around everywhere. Now, Lunar Reapers are also cracked right now, and Thirst Reapers are cracked. But Lunar Reapers, you know, because they know they're cracked, they do this. It's a really common Korean thing. They act weak by complaining that their playstyle has changed and it's a little clunky because they move too much, right? They're just trying to, they're just trying to dodge, man. Now, I'm gonna say one thing about Reaper. They did get buffed last year and they got reverted. If they do that again, dude, Reaper community is gonna be so salty. If you're that incompetent, right? Where you buff a class and then you revert it, and then you buff them 3 times in the next 3 balance patches, which shows that you reverted it, and then you do this again where you take it away. I can't save you, Smilegate. I can't save you, man. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Okay, so you buff on the PTR and you revert it when it went live, and then you buff them in 3 consecutive patches, and then now you do this again and then now you take it away, then the Reaper community will have zero. They already have 2% trust in you guys, but now if you do that again, they're gonna have 0%. As a matter of fact, I don't think this is mathematically possible. It's gonna be negative 40% trust in you guys. All right. So please, oh man, just, bruh, come on, man. All right, Reaper, what is your intention? That's another thing I want to talk about. What is the class they're using to, like, as a balance, right? As a point of focus. Are they trying to put Reaper where Predator Slayer and Glaviers are? Or are they trying to put them above? Where is the, like, the middle ground where they're doing this? Like, we're all over the place. Okay, so we don't get it. We don't know where you're trying to go. Like, as I said, female fighters are the ones that wanted, they were the ones next for rework. But then these two got more. They got way more. They got way more. So these two have been waiting the most. Battlemaster or Wardancer and Scrapper. But then Blade and Reaper got more, I guess, love. So they're match. They're like, wah, we got reworked, but look at them. Look at the neighbors. You gave them way more. So the unexpected got more love. The expected got less. Is a new meme going around. Soul Eater got nerfed. The spec build. So we researched, we looked at the API before the balance patch. Out of the 20 top gear Soul Eaters, all of them, 20 out of 20 play spec. However, the spec got nerfed about 3 to 4%. Some people are arguing it's 1%, 2%, whatever. TLDR, it's a little minor nerf, and they are fine with it. They're like, phew, we dodged the bullet. And I agree. I was expecting 4%, 3 to 4%. So, you know, my Soul Eater is gonna be eating fine. Surprisingly, Crit Swiftness build did not get touched. However, while the overall Trixian damage got nerfed for spec build, the spec coefficients got nerfed, right? However, I believe it's gotta be a little bit less, because in actual fight, they buffed her synergy skill. She has a self synergy skill and a group synergy skill tied into one. I don't know why they don't do that for Wardancer still. However, she has a skill that gives group synergy and self synergy so that she can fulfill her raid captain. So that skill in the past, you had to hit the boss to get the buff. But not anymore, which is pretty crazy because there are times when you miss and you don't get your raid captain. So you could think of it as in an actual fight, in a hectic situation, you could think of it as not really a big nerf. Okay? Now, Artist got surprisingly a lot of love. Okay? So her Sunwell, I think it was Sunwell, the radius got increased. Was it like 30%? And when you put the portal, it creates an instant AoE shield. And her Starry Night also gives her self damage reduction. So I love the Ayayas were coping and hoping for stuff like this. So they got some of it and they're surprised and they're back happy and smiling again. The Umbrella Ayaya got 3.6% damage increase. Got a baby buff. Got a little baby buff. And so Drizzler got more destruction, a little bit more destruction, not much. Yeah. So Ayayas are a little bit, they're crying a little bit like babies. Yeah. So that is it for now, guys. That is it for now. Now, Wardancer. Wardancer is surprisingly looking really good. There's a lot of good tripod choices that you can change. I'll make a separate video, but I'll just give you guys a little taste. Let me give you a little taste, okay? You saw that right. It was a 230 million. So that is her 100 million DPS cycle. So her new esoteric skill is amazing. Alright, there's a lot of things to talk about. Her synergy got changed. She's not as T-Rex anymore. Okay. And as you can see, you can use this kind of blast formation, but you don't have to. If it's a fat boy, if it's a big boy, you could change the tripod without changing your accessories. So that's nice. The animation got also changed, and also you can get range on it. That's nice. And then this skill, I guess it's not LTS, but it does have a back attack, but... And look at this skill too. So that's also awesome. Animation change, and you can also spacebar cancel that. Okay. Short animation. Easy to fit it in actual fights. But this one is insane. I wish it was a back attack skill so that we could use Laziness. But it's not. They did that on purpose. They did that on purpose. So even though it hits like a monster truck, since it's not a back attack positional skill, it's not getting the crit buff. Yeah, it's not getting the crit, the extra crit I need. But it hits like a monster truck. If it's hitting for already 240 million in Trixian, that's gonna hit a lot in actual rate. About 400 or 500 million in rates. Easily. Okay. So we'll talk about the Wardancer, and we'll do like separate videos like Reaper, Wardancer. We'll come in stages. Also, it's PTR, subject to change. But first intent, I'm also liking the first intent. The new skill, I call it the Liu Kang. Liu Kang skill, it looks awesome, man. This Liu Kang skill looks awesome. You know what? Maybe I could show you guys. The thing is, oh man, what is this? Oh, okay. So I'm not gonna have gems, and then I don't have all of this set up. So 8. Let's go like that. And no, I'm not gonna edit this because I don't have an editor. It's gonna be a long video. But let me show you guys a taste, alright? Just a taste. Just a taste. And let me change... You know what? Let me just change this, alright? Let me drag... Just bear with me, alright? Bear with me. So, non-9-7 Andes, first and 10 Andes are complaining that they don't have enough crit and blah blah blah, but I don't have that issue. I have like 97% crit. 94? 90 something? Where's mass increase? Where's mass increase? Now, I don't know if I'm gonna buy swiftness gear. I do regret... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do regret selling... I do regret selling my... You know what? Can I do the gems too? Can I do the gems? Let's just do it properly. I do regret selling my first intent 100 quality accessory. Grudges 1? Okay, thank you, chat. Good thing I caught that. Alright, dude, let me just do this. I know it's gonna make the video a little bit longer, but... You know what? I'm lazy. It is what it is. Okay. Now, a lot of people are still testing the first intent. Alright, Esoteric is pretty much set. You can do 3-spender, 4-spender, but 3-spender you cannot do the split anymore. People have tried, and I've tried myself, and the gauge, you have issues with gauge. I gave up on that. This. Okay, oh yeah, no win fart. No win fart. Some people are even mad about no win fart. It's just crazy to me. Crazy to me. Okay, so I have something that I should not have. I have something that I shouldn't have. What is it? This one. Get out. And then... this. Now... oops. Skills. Okay. Where's my... So the runes, I don't know, like Trixian keeps resetting my presets. So just watch. Just watch, I guess. Now this is the new skill for first intent right here that replaces the wind fart. It is a back attack skill, has destruction, has high stagger. Okay. Now I have I'm gonna go entropy. And I am already entropy. Nice. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Alright, let's go. Let me get the mana. And I am not hitting as hard. Something is wrong. Definitely wrong. What is wrong? Something's wrong. I'm not hitting as hard. Anyways, guys. Oh, tripods. Ah, because yes, I did not get a level 5'd. I did not get a level 5'd. Because it's a new skill, okay? Alright, forgive me. And some of this tripod might be wrong. Anyways, let's go again. You don't have accessories? I know. Let's go. Check this out. Okay, that tripod is also wrong. That tripod is also wrong. It's just not saving my skills, man. Bam! Does that ring a bell? Looks like Pistolier. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Now the E skill is doing about 160 million for me in Trixion. Which means it's gonna hit way harder in an actual fight. Okay, now I'm gonna take off the cooldowns. It's a 4-hit skill. One thing I want to show you guys is this also has this tripod. And it removes the back attack, but look at this. It's Liu Kang. She's like farting. Look at that. It's like a Mega Man. Wall glide, but also a fartage. I don't know who this voice actress is. Wow, you could aim it down and it's still a back attack. The final hit missed though. Nice, dude. Yeah, so that is it, guys. Stay tuned for more.